Life in late 1940s Britain was tough. Post-war, rationing still in place, families struggling in the age of austerity. And even as the 50s came, signs of prosperity, more jobs, emerging youth culture, things weren't easy. In 1954, Kingsley Amis published his debut novel, Lucky Jim, and it sent him on his way to a lifelong celebrated career. And it's set over this period of time. Importantly for us, you can't go through too many sentences of Kingsley's without there being a pub, a drink, a hangover, or all three. Lucky Jim follows the trials of a frustrated young university lecturer. And it's very tempting 60 years later to read it with all sorts of themes in mind. The British class system, the changing powers of conservatism and liberalism, the opening up of higher education. But today we're only interested in booze. I think Kingsley Amis liked to explore people through drink, or maybe expose people through drink. And actually, that's something that hasn't changed reading it today. It's quite recognisable. I mean, who hasn't turned to booze when life, work, your mates get on your nerves? Who hasn't said things when you're drunk that you wouldn't have done when you're sober? Who hasn't gone too far offending somebody, or maybe inappropriately overly amorous? Who hasn't gone so far as to get so blind drunk smashed at work that you make a scene, pass out and get the sack? Anyway, for me, the writing is funny. It's got witty, acerbic observations. Even though it's got sadness, camouflaged through satire, it still tackles the issues that are still with us today, dealing with pretentiousness, authority figures, politics, love, jealousy, adultery, and so on. So when thinking of Lucky Jim to do for this video, I knew there was a particular drink I wanted in there. I mean, I knew there was beers, pints, whiskey, gin, sherry, lots of drink. You can't go anywhere for drinking it. But there was one, and I was looking through it, and as I got there, Red Biddy. It's like, brilliant, that was the one I wanted. But what is Red Biddy? Basically, it's red wine and methanol. So I won't be doing that. Let me just give you a quote from Wikipedia. Methanol has a high toxicity in humans. If as little as 10 millilitres of pure methanol is ingested, for example, it can break down into formic acid, which can cause permanent blindness by destruction of the optic nerve, and 30 millilitres is potentially fatal. So we won't be doing that. But I did know that Kingsley Amis wrote some non-fiction books about drinking. I mean, for better or worse, he's a renowned drinker and knew what he was talking about. And he's got a great book called Everyday Drinking. And would you believe it? He's got his very own Lucky Jim cocktail. So as tempting as it is to do a Red Biddy, I think it'd be fun to share with you a few of Kingsley Amis's favourite cocktails, including a Lucky Jim.
Okay, so today we're going to make a few of my favourite drinks from Everyday Drinking by Kingsley Amis, which is actually quite well known in the bar industry. We're going to start off with Lucky Jim, which I've got to be honest, I've never made before, so it's going to be interesting to see how this turns out. The ingredients just look a bit weird, but okay, well let's make one up. It's going to be a stir drink, so you need a nice chilled mixing glass full of ice. So this is Kingsley Amis sort of quotes himself as the inventor of this drink, and it's a slight variation on a drink called a Gibson. We're going to use just 5 ml of dry vermouth, 10 ml of fresh cucumber juice, which I made with just a normal juicer. Make sure you take the skins off when you make that juice, otherwise it's going to come out a bit bitter. And then 75 ml of vodka. So it's going to be an extremely strong drink. So give that a stir. All right. Have a little cucumber slice to garnish it. And that's the Lucky Jim. Okay, Rob, next we're going to make a drink called a Salty Dog. This is quite a well-known drink very, very simple to make. A few different variations on it. You can either use gin or vodka. In Amis's book, he used gin, and like he said in his book, you either love it or you hate it. So let's make one. Just need one highball glass. Just need to wet the rim slightly. And get some salt. A nice big salt rim on the glass. Like so. And we're also going to use grapefruit juice. So he quotes as 1 part gin, 2 parts grapefruit. So let's go for about 100 ml grapefruit juice. This is freshly squeezed pink grapefruit juice. And then 50 ml of gin. Just give that a quick stir. And then top up with ice. So there's no garnish for this drink. The salt is the garnish, and you don't use a straw because you need to take the salt as part of the drink. There we go, salty dog. All right, Rob, next up we're going to make a drink that Amis said he named after his wife, called the Dizzy Lizzy. This is another stirred drink. So get your chilled mixing glass full of ice. For this drink, you just need some cognac, 10 millilitres. And a drink called crème de framboise, which is just a raspberry liqueur, quite weak and sweet. Quite easy to find as well. And then Amis said, he mentioned a French vermouth. He didn't specify exactly what type. So we're just going to go with a dry French style vermouth. We need quite a lot of that, 100 mils. And then a dash of Angostura bitters. And that's it. Stir that up. So we won't stir this one too much because all the ingredients are quite weak. We're just stirring it to chill it. They don't need too much dilution. And then we'll just strain that into a chilled cocktail glass. Amis wasn't really much for garnishes and stuff like that. I think he just wanted to get straight down to the booze. So there we go, Dizzy Lizzy. Okay, Rob, next up we're going to make a drink called Evelyn Waugh's Noonday Reviver. Evelyn Waugh, as you know, would have been a writer around the same time as Kingsley Amis. I don't know if they were friends or not, but it's another really easy drink. We're going to take a tankard. Amis quoted in the book to use a hefty shot of gin. I'm not sure what that means, so let's just go with a double shot. That's about 50 mils. And for this, you're also going to need some Guinness and a ginger beer. Let's go with the ginger beer first. Much cooler if I'd caught that. So about halfway. And then just top that up with Guinness. Slowly. So there's no ice or anything in this drink, so if you want it cold, just make sure all your ingredients are chilled nicely beforehand. Probably give that a little bit of a stir. And then you have Evelyn Waugh's Noonday Reviver. About noon now, so I don't know if you want to see if it works or not.
Okay, time's time, as they say. I'm not going to rate the drinks this time. I wanted to show you a few different ones. How about you have a go yourself? Make them at home, see how it goes. Send me in some pictures and some photos of you making them or drinking them, and I'll share them on our social media sites. Thank you to Ruairi of the Bonneville. Goodbye. See you in the next video. I think I'm about to give myself a chapter 6 hangover. Read it if you can, we've all been there. I think Kingsley Amis like to explore people through drink, or maybe expose people through drink. And actually reading it today, that is something that hasn't changed. It's quite recognisable. I mean, who hasn't turned to booze when your mate's wife? Oh, I shouldn't have said wife.
I got a sweat on there.